my god, why did that go so crazy? That went so crazy. Like, that went everywhere. That reached Broadway. Did your father is? And I went, yes. And he went, of course. And he took me to my seat. Like,
you don't know what you're saying, but you say it with confidence so people believe you. I do it all the time. I have no idea what I'm saying half the time, but people believe me because I say it with confidence.
Metrics and follower counts should never ever come into the audition room.
I figured out after 27 years, I figured it out probably like this week.
What did you figure out?
Part of being an actor is being a really qualified stalker.
Oh my god, the amount of people I stalk online. Royal Opera House, you did contact me, and I'm waiting. Let's go to the ballet. Let's both get.
You heard it here. Let's do the ballet.
The dance break. Yeah. I want someone to whisper sweet things, and I want them to like do like a brain exam on me.
God, whisper in my ear, and I'll probably punch you. Hello, I'm back. I'm Anna Elise.
Hi, I'm Sophie Malander.
I've got a guest with me today. This series I'm doing introducing, where I am introducing artists who I admire, and today we've got Sophie Malander with us. I'm very, very happy that you are here.
Oh my god, you admire me! I admire you!
But the reason I've asked you here today
Oh yes.
is because I've seen you just be very proactive with your content recently, and you've been saying a lot of things that I think people are scared to say, and have been doing some series that like I'm Not Gonna Die series. And one of my huge things that I will preach until the day I die is you can do anything if you put your mind to it, and it doesn't matter like what it is. You just have to try it, and some people are just too afraid to try, and you're just trying everything, and I really admire that. So
Thank you. I'm gonna swear now, so you can put a fun little sound in, maybe like a. But basically, honestly, life's too short.
life is way too short. Life is way too short.
Yeah. So by the way, can I just say this is my first ever podcast I've ever done in my whole life.
Really?
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah. There's been a lot of new things. I was sent to the opera a couple weeks ago. How did that happen? That's so fun. And this is my first ever podcast. I'm actually so fussed about this.
I love it. I love podcasts. I listen to them on a daily basis. I probably don't go a full day without listening to a podcast. I'm obsessed with them. And I was like, this is more of like, podcast, but like with video. I think facial expressions are very important for communication for me as a person.
Oh my god, especially as a neurodivergent person. Oh my god, I need to see what's going on with your face. COVID, terrible time. Didn't know what was going on. What's on your mind? I don't know.
Literally, I need facial expressions, and that's why I saw this interview recently with Zendaya, and I was like, we are one and the same.
Oh,
because she was talking about there's people have different types of communication, what they prefer: texting, calling, FaceTiming, whatever. FaceTiming.
Always FaceTiming. Always I send videos. I send videos to my friends. Actually, I think that's what made me realise I probably need to make videos and just post them, because I send them to my friends, like little vlogs anyway, and I love it. The amount of times, I'm so sorry to all my friends, I send pictures of my face in the context of where I am all the time. Yeah. I realise I look through my media file between us both, and it's just me. Yeah. It's just me going, I'm here on the train. Because a picture speaks 1,000 words.
Yeah.
And facial expressions, and yeah.
Yeah, I do the same thing.
You do the same thing.
Videos, vlogs, entire vlogs.
Yeah, and Zendaya, she does the same thing.
So she was like, I will always FaceTime you whenever I want to get contact with you, because texting takes too long.
It's too long.
Takes way too
complicated. That's why I hate the dating apps.
I could never.
No, I can't. It's like, I'm not going to waste my time texting you. I don't know you.
I don't, and I need to feel your energy, and I can't do that over an app.
Yeah.
Little notes. Yeah, sorry, you can't read that, but that's kind of the point.
I can't read that. Wait. So what I've learned about Anna is that she's basically training to be a spy, because she knows multiple different languages, knows Krav Maga, and has travelled the world multiple times. So I'm impressed and also slightly terrified. Both of those things are good.
It will not confirm nor deny anything that has just been said. Anywho, moving on. So yes, the reason I've brought you here today, but so Sophie is a multifaceted artist, a dancer, an actor, a choreographer, a yoga teacher, a singer. She kind of does it all. Yeah. Which,
when we were talking about this earlier, as we just sat down, like the whole sort of, I just do it because I get bored.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's maybe also a neurodivergent thing, but I think being a multifaceted person, I was thinking about this the other day, it comes with so many things and so many caveats. I feel like it's taken me a really long time to actually get good at any of the things because I like doing all the things at once. So it's kind of if you're the person who's always been jack of all trades, you know, master of none. I hate that phrase. I really hate it because it kind of it's on artists who like to do it all. Because actually I don't want to be a master of none. I think that's really boring.
Leonardo da Vinci was a master of all, so why can't I be?
Wait, he was a master of...
Do you know anything about Leonardo
I
da
don't know
Vinci?
anything about... Educate me.
You should get a book on Leonardo da Vinci because he's awesome. So, do you know the term Renaissance man?
I don't know.
Okay, so my goal as a child was to be a Renaissance man because
Just imagining like he was like age 7, like, I will be a Renaissance man.
and I think I finally achieved it. Somebody called me a Renaissance man recently when I was in Japan. It was actually the best day of my life.
Renaissance. Renaissance
like
royalty.
that.
Yeah.
But a Renaissance man is basically somebody who is close to expertly skilled in various different mediums. So for example, you have the arts and sciences, you have maths, you have history, you have all of that. So if you have, and like when it comes to arts and scientists, you know, you have astronomy, anatomy, painting, sculpting, and then you are good at the math side of things, geometry, you are good at history, you are good at all of that. So that is a Renaissance man. And I was like, I want to be a Renaissance man.
But now you've got like neurology awards. Awards? No.
Not quite awards, yeah.
You are royalty of neuroscience.
No.
You're just
No.
crazy. Which is so cool. So cool.
Just for fun, just for sits and gigs, but that's not me. But upon all of this things that you do so many different things. You've also popped off with your content recently. She's posting do you guys know how actually time consuming it is to be a content creator? Like props to you, because my dad has been for years like, be an influencer, it'll help you in the acting industry. And I'm like, I'm not an influencer, I'm an actor. And I don't want to be an influencer. I like creating content, I like creating art, and if it speaks to my heart, then I'll do it. But that's not my main focus. And for some people, like, you just find a passion in that. I feel like you've really found your niche in that, because you're not just putting stuff out there that everybody's putting out, because a lot of people will just say, you know, what is working for other people and how can I do that? No.
Come with me to... I can't stand it. Not that I can't stand it, actually. I watch all those videos. I'm like, it's like, come with me. And I'm like, yes, where are we going? I think the thing that you said about being a content creator, oh my goodness. And being an influencer, I think the word influencer kind of has got a little bit weaponized recently. I don't know, like just and it only seems to be tagged onto a certain sort of demographic. I won't go into that, but you know, people can talk about it in the comments. However, I think that, again, content creator, influencer, I think it's more than that. I think it's an artist who just shows their art in the form of social media. And social media is essentially like our museum. It's like your social media page is your museum, and you're like, hello, welcome to my museum. Look at all my artifacts. Look at all the things I've collected throughout my life. Welcome. And because of being a multifaceted person, you've got so much stuff from all over the shop. Like, you like, and you've even got a gift shop as well. Like, people can take some stuff and go home with it. And I think that is at least what I want to create, is a nice little museum where people can come, people can chat, have a little coffee, take a slice, a cake to go home with, and maybe learn something and feel better about themselves when they leave. And I think that's kind of what I want to do with social media. And I think intentionality is very important. And again, it is so time consuming, editing, and just especially when you put a lot of effort into the content. Editing is no joke. Editing takes hours. You are literally to the point where you're stuck at your desk and you haven't eaten for like 7 hours maybe. It's bad. But what I've recently noticed is something that I've tried to do is take the path of least resistance and make something when I feel the impulse to turn the camera on and not worry about the lighting, not worry about all of the other stuff conditions that I put on myself to make the perfect piece of content, whatever. And actually just edit something very haphazardly and kind of care less a little bit about it and make it as messy and sloppy. And funnily enough, I think that at least the videos that I made in my hotel room, or that I made just like off the cuff after I saw a show, those are the ones that have connected with people. And I think that's fascinating because it just means that I guess I can just put less effort in. I can be a bit more lazy with it, to be honest.
Yeah, but it kind of shows
know?
just like, we're all human and we're not
Yeah.
here to like, did you study and train to be a professional filmmaker?
No.
Exactly. So like,
I did-
why are we all trying to?
Yeah, but I did have a Skillshare account during COVID. Did watch many courses about filmmaking. So many. Do I remember any of it? No. Not a single thing. I know how to color grade. Well, I did. It's gone
One
now.
of the skills you've picked up along the long life we've lived of being hyperfixating neurodivergent people.
Yeah. We're just collecting lots of things. Look at my rocks.
Do you know how many I have?
My mum threw my rock. She threw my rock collection away. I know. I also used to, talking to museums, I used to have a museum as a kid. I would set up my museum. I'd put a little poster on my door and be like, welcome to my museum. And I'd have my rocks and like a little shark tooth, loads of things. And my mum, she threw them. Mum, I still don't forgive you, actually. You threw them away. You threw away my rocks.
My whole family is obsessed with rocks. I'm so sorry your mother threw them away. I'm glad I've got a family who is, because whenever I travel, all my aunt once and my cousin, they say, bring me a rock from there.
All I want in life is a loved one to bring me a rock.
You hear that? Lads out there, lads, ladies,
anyone
thems.
who will bring me a rock, just bring me a rock. Bring me a little rock and then don't ask me to text you back.
FaceTime me. In doing all of this, you've dabbled in a lot of different topics. We have some hot takes from Sophie that I cannot wait to get to.
Oh
But
my god,
first,
I never thought I would have hot takes, and I feel like my mouth's gonna get me in trouble.
no, please let it get you in trouble. It's not actual trouble. It's telling the people what they're already thinking and they're too scared to say.
Oh my gosh. You know what? I saw a video recently of Phoebe Waller-Bridge talking, and it was a speech, and she was saying that her mum told her that you can be many things. You can be a singer. You do whatever you want, but and I don't care. What you must be is completely outrageous. And I think we should all take a little leaf out of Phoebe Waller-Bridge's mum's book. Yeah.
I will. Be outrageous. Be absolutely just completely 100% yourself, and it's more exciting for other people, I think, as well.
Yeah.
So we're both actors. We're both singers, dancers. We're both yoga teachers as well. We have a lot in
Oh my
common.
god, I love that you did your yoga teacher training. And when did you do your training?
2019.
Amazing. I've only just passed. I'm just a bit.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I can do pranayama.
It's such a great thing for actors to have as well, because being in touch with your body is so important as an actor and as a mover, as a dancer, and knowing how to, you can access different emotions by using different parts of your body.
Oh my gosh, I would even say the spirituality, or the actual foundations of the practice, the kind of historical foundations of the practice have really helped me in my personal life. Oh my god, like learning about all the yamas. God, look up the yamas, everyone, because they knew 2,000 years ago, they knew what was up before the science could catch up. And the science has caught up, and it's proven to, like, the myriad of things. If you take out, like, I'm not going to be going into the middle of the forest, starting fires. That's fine, but taking it into the modern day context, I think is so valuable to us. It's I can't think of a specific thing right now, like karma yoga, sort of. The thought is not fully formed yet, but I agree. I think it's so useful. Yeah,
it is super useful, and it's also helps you connect with yourself, who you are, and it helps you show that, and you get to connect with other people through that because you're a teacher as well, and that really helps. Oh my god, drop the ego.
I went into yoga initially to impress my teacher. I went in and I thought, wow, this teacher's really cool, really like her. She's a bit scary, kind of reminds me of one of my old jazz teachers. And then I wanted to impress her because I thought she was really cool. And that's why I stayed for a year, because I wanted to impress my yoga teacher. That is not yoga, basically, by the way, I've learned. She then ended up 2 years later became my coach, and then I did her course, and she's incredible. She's called Rose Busto, and I will shout out for her. She's so smart. She has just oodles of experience, and She does lectures in India, and she's like got papers, and she's amazing anyway. But she taught me that it's really not about the final destination. It's really not about what you're trying to achieve. What you're thinking about, oh my god, your headstand, like, and you're fixating on the headstand, you're fixating on, I've got to get this thing right and correct. But it's really not about that. It's really about the process. It took me about 2 years to even get comfortable with being upside down, and that practice and the patience that I had to endure to be able to get a headstand really taught me, oh my god, it's really about the process. And I started to enjoy the struggle and the moment before achieving the thing was actually the fun part. And again, the ego, you have to drop your ego. You have to stop thinking about like the results, basically.
Yes,
Yeah.
100%.
Decenter the results.
Yeah, it's not about the results. It's about, the process, and you've really incorporated all of that into
Yeah, it's all kind of,
what you're doing.
yeah, bubbles together.
Yeah, bubbles. Yeah, so Sophie's just super, super multifaceted. And on top of this, though, you have said that you've just come back into acting. So you've just come back into acting. You took a 5-year break.
Yeah. So it was over COVID. So I got, essentially the story time. I got dropped by my agent during COVID and felt a huge amount of shame about that. My confidence kind of was in the gutter. I didn't realize that it was. I just kind of pushed away those emotions. Uncomfy. And also the world was in a global pandemic, so everything was pretty bad. And so I was teaching, and I had already been teaching for years before that. And I just kind of I felt comfortable. I was comfortable teaching. I didn't reach out. Honestly, I have a huge list of agents I want to contact, and I still have that list, and it's collecting dust. But I think, again, I put so much pressure on this dream, like coming, especially from the drama school I came from. There's a lot of talent. There's a lot of really successful people come out of that school, and I had huge expectations on myself, and that was just so crushing. And so I taught for 5 years. Not that that was bad. Teaching is definitely my calling. I'm definitely an educator. Like, I love imparting the things I've learned, and the students teach me things all the time. I've taught even the 3-year-olds. Some of the things they come out with, wowie. You're an old. You've been here before. It's scary. But 5 years, and I think it got to the point, and it was probably about I can pinpoint it about maybe 2 years ago now. I suddenly realized it was like, whoa, 3 years had passed, and oh my god, I've not been in a dance class since the beginning of COVID.
Wow.
Oh my god, I don't sing anymore. I don't sing even in my house. I don't sing in the shower. I don't do any of the stuff that was my actual life force, my absolute soul joy as a kid and leading up to that point. It just dissipated. It was gone. And I had a oh my god moment, and realized also I was really sad. So I got my butt into Pineapple dance class. I remember that very first class. I was so nervous, and I was like, no, I just need to do it. And I forced myself. I literally forced myself. I voice note to my friends on the way, like, guys, I'm going to do my first class in 3 years. Also, why was I terrified to do a Pineapple class? Like, crazy.
It's
scary, super scary. And so many people I've talked to are terrified of doing dance classes. And I'm like, girl, you got a degree in musical theatre. Like, you're fine. But why is it scary? I feel that because I was pooping my pants.
Yeah, it took me years to get to Pineapple.
Did it?
Because I moved to England in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
I've been a dancer since I was a kid. I was dancing before. If I didn't get into drama school, I got into a contemporary dance company in America, so I would have joined that instead.
That's so cool. Contemporary, as in what kind of style? Contemporary?
Like contemporary modern.
Uh,
So like ballet's Rebellious Little Sister.
oh, I love that so much.
But I didn't take the first class I took was because one of my friends was like, I'm going to this dance class. We did our masters together, so he knows I could dance, and he does a lot of partnering dance, and so he would always grab me and we would partner together.
Yeah.
And he was like, let's try this class. And I hadn't danced. I had taken a year out of my masters off of musical theater, so I was still acting because that is my love and passion, and that is more I love musical theater, but I love straight acting, and that's what my bachelor's was in. And I was like, I miss, yeah. I was like, I miss the music. I miss acting and singing, and I miss dancing a lot. I love dancing. It's been my life force since I was a kid.
Life force.
And so he was like, come to this class with me. And I was like, okay. And he took me to a semi-professional jazz class.
Semi-professional jazz class, your first class back.
Yeah.
Whoa, lots of nervous wheeze and poos.
Yeah, and so I went, and I was like, yeah. And I was angry. And then and I was like, I'm not doing that again. I'm not going to that class again. And then
How was it? Was it okay though?
it was a great class. It's just I was not to the level of the people dancing in the West End as dancers, like not even as
okay.
musical theater people, like as professional
Dancers. Oh, they're
dancers.
scary. I would say. I mean, I'm a dancer, but like you have like there are.
Yeah, and so and
Like
also
in-
jazz is not my style. That is not my. I'm a hip hop dancer, right? And
Pop
so
it, lock it, polka dot it.
literally.
Hip hop it.
And so he asked me again another day, and he was like, "Come to this class with me," and I was like, "No." Why would I? I was scarred by the last one. I felt like I was 8 years old again in a ballet class, and I couldn't lift my leg high enough, you know.
Please, no.
And then
Don't make me.
yeah. And then he was like, no. This teacher is super chill. She's awesome. It's not jazz. It's a commercial. It's more flowy. Like, you'll have fun. And I was like, okay. And then another one of our friends was like, no, you'll actually like it. And I trust him. So
Okay. You trust him. The other guy's like, oh, okay.
he lost the trust. And so I was like, fine, I'll come. And that was Sophie Ferrero's class.
I love
Sophie.
her. She's so cool. And
I'm
also
obsessed with her.
her vibe as well in class is so welcoming and joyful, and it's all about having fun and letting go. And like that's honestly what dance is all about.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's why I stayed. It's because of Sophie. So thank you, Sophie. She knows that because she also choreographed one of my music videos, and she's just awesome. I love her. But that's how I got back into dancing, and now it's part of my career. But it's all because of that one teacher. But I was terrified to go back to Pineapple as well. I get that.
Yeah. It's a weird kind of thing. I think a lot from the people I've talked to, there's a lot of shame. There's a lot of shame, and I think maybe it's come from training. I was kind of talking to another person recently who didn't train, who has a very different experience and outlook on the industry, and kind of will just go for things. And I find that fascinating because is it training? Is it something that we experience? I mean, and this is again my personal experience. Everyone's different. Everyone's experience is different. Some people had amazing times at drama school, so it doesn't negate like all the incredible training and the incredible teachers that are at these drama schools. I teach at one of the drama schools, so it's like but my experience was I was put down a lot, and it was really, really tough. It was really tough. So when I left, I think there was this huge shame about like I didn't reach the West End, or I didn't. This weird kind of, I don't know, expectation on all of us to be this certain level.
But you're still so young.
I know, I'm just a baby. Like, hello, I know. And again, and also people are honestly about the age thing. I think it's so weird because I've had some friends who've come out of the industry, and it's very common, like especially COVID kind of did shake a lot of things up. So I know a lot of my friends have decided to take a step away from the industry and do lots of other things, which I did as well. And I think it's amazing, like do all the other things, but they still have this dream, they still have this thing that's bubbling inside them. And maybe it's sort of like the what if, and they have told me, but maybe I'm a bit old now, or like, everyone's genuinely people who are my age, and I cannot fathom to think how have we got to this place where we think just like 30 is too old to enter back into the industry. It's absolutely bizarre. I met this woman at an acting class, and she is, I think she's in her 40s. She's a full ass lawyer, went to do a degree in musical theatre at GSA, went in at like 38 or something. I'm not sure actually. I'm gonna have to look her back up again. Super cool, full ass lawyer, did musical theatre, left that course, has not stopped working. And she's and also being a lawyer is just that they feed into each other, being an actor, being a lawyer. So I think like it's absolutely obscene to me that people could be afraid of being too.
Meryl Streep didn't get her first big role until she was 30. Let's remember
She
that.
was 30. Oh, I'm 31. Tick, tick, tick.
Yeah, but there's like It's just all of that in the industry. It's like you're too old, you're not thin enough, you don't look pretty enough, you're not this and whatever. And I'm like, hey, but it's about the human experience. It's not about all of these other things. And you're still a human when you're 30, right?
Yeah.
You didn't. I am not 30 yet, so I wouldn't know. Did you change species when you turned 30?
No.
Okay.
I'm still weird. But I just know more things, basically. That's
Still
fine.
human.
Still human last time I checked. Still breathing, still alive, and still not dead. Didn't die.
You didn't die.
I didn't die.
You didn't die. And that's something that Sophie's been preaching for so long. So Sophie does this whole series online, which I'm obsessed with because it's something that I mean, I say this in my yoga classes because something I love about teaching yoga is, or teaching singing or any kind of the other things that I do,
Yeah.
is that you're so much stronger than you actually think you are, and everybody has so much more ability than they think they do. And I have so many students who will look at me do something and be like, oh my god, I could never do that, and then by the end of the class they're doing it like perfectly.
The most satisfying thing as a teacher. It's like, oh, it's honestly the best.
Yeah.
And when someone makes a realization about themselves, and you like planted the seed, but then you watch them do the work to get the.
Yeah, it's awesome. And so like I'm really lucky. I've said this before, that I've had people in my life always tell me that if you want something, you can just do it, and if you put your mind to it, you can do it. And not everybody has heard that growing up, and I know that. And so I'm really lucky that, like, my mother grew up a single mother raising 3 kids, working a full-time job, and she told us, she was like, hey, look at me, I'm a woman, I'm doing everything, I am strong, I am working, I am raising kids. Raising kids is a job in itself. So like,
Oh, don't even get me started.
Yeah.
It's a whole profession.
yeah. And so I heard that growing up.
Yes, your mum was.
I was like, listen, I can
do-
do everything because
You
I
saw
was
her
told.
do all the things as well. You
Exactly.
actually saw her lead by that example.
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is really cool.
And my dad did the same thing. My dad is just super, super smart. He's a Renaissance man, truly.
He's a
in
Renaissance
its,
man.
Yeah,
Truly
in its
knows-
fullest form.
Gave you a book on the brain and neuroscience, which made you lead you on to do 2 multiple papers and awards. They're not awards, I know, but I feel like for me, you have crowns. Awards in neuroscience. But he's done so many. He sounds like he's done so many things.
Oh my god,
Wow.
my dad has helped me so much. He's just honestly one of the best people in this world, and I appreciate them because he told me again yesterday, like, I'm planning some new things, and he was like, you know, you can just do it if you put your mind to it. And I was like, I know, you've told me this my entire life. And like, he's still saying that to this day, and he knows I can. And you know, at times he'll be like, wow, wait, you actually just have done everything you've set your mind to, like, I'm so proud. And so not everybody heard that, so I'm telling you guys that you can do everything you set your mind to,
And you have to say it multiple times because you've heard that multiple times. That is lodged in. That is a strong neural pathway lodged in your brain that has been reinforced over years. So if you don't believe that about yourself, you've got to start doing the work, reinforce it, start saying it out loud, like, to yourself. Even if it doesn't feel right, and it might feel a bit woo-woo and a bit weird, it's backed by science. You've got to say the things that and speak to yourself in the way that you want to feel
yeah.
every day. The manifesting, the affirmations, it really honestly is, it works.
Yeah, it works. I am living proof that it works. Because let me tell you, there's some times where I manifested my way back into health, and you can just do that. You can just do that.
Which is absolutely crazy and insane. And I know you told me a little about it before, but can you please share again for the class your experience, because I think it's so interesting. You started with, you know, you had, like, I don't know if you're comfortable with sharing, I don't know.
I did a TED talk on it. So
Yeah,
we can talk
yeah,
about
okay,
it.
wait.
This is about Sophie, not about me, though.
Sorry, I didn't. Okay, look up the TED Talk and watch it.
But yeah, it was just basically I manifested my way back into health. It was a very long experience of 2 years not being able to move. I was disabled. I couldn't feel the left side of my body, the left side of my arm. I couldn't feel my face. I couldn't feel my neck. And I had doctors give up on me. I had doctors tell me I had brain tumors and heart failure, and they thought I might have rheumatoid arthritis and like all of these other things. And they just gave up on me basically. And then my dad gave me a book, and I did a lot of research, and I did neuroscience, and then I figured out how to heal myself. And I healed myself because you actually can't heal your own body, and if I didn't do that, I'd be dead right now. So I'm glad I didn't die.
I'm so glad you didn't die either. And brain, body,
the mind body connection is so important. I have talked about this so many times, but really, like, I made light of it just, by telling it quickly. But if you're in any kind of state like that, you can rewire your neural pathways, and it's not easy. That's the thing. Like, people think that, people would rather just take a pill and be like, oh yeah, this pill is going to heal me, rather than dealing with my trauma or dealing with my nervous system being out of whack. Or
like, I need to lose weight. That will solve all my problems.
no,
It doesn't.
no,
It doesn't.
and yeah, you just need to actually do the work and listen to your body. I know it sounds like super woo, but like, listen to your body, because it will tell you what it needs. And I'm not saying I still do it all the time. I've burnt out since then, but never as bad as like I had. Being 2 years of being disabled is entirely different than needing to sleep for 2 days straight because I've been working too hard. It's entirely different.
It's of course, I think the simplest way to sort of, when I explain it to my students who are like teenagers or young people about how your brain impacts your emotional state, and then that also impacts your actual physical state, is that I say to them, okay, imagine that you're really scared of something, and you'll do that, and then I say, okay, so how did that feel in your body? Like, what did you do? And they're like, oh, I shrunk, or like my breath was high, or like blah, blah, blah. And then I say, okay, I want you to imagine like you're lying on a beach and it's like the most gorgeous sunny day and you're relaxing in the sun, and they do that, and they say, how did your body feel? And they say, oh, relax. Like, I felt calm, my breath was slower, my heart rate slowed down. I said, wow, okay, so you managed to change your physical state just by imagining an emotion. Imagining this is, you're not really on a beach and you're not being scared by a troll. In the most simplistic form, that is such an obvious way of demonstrating that connection is real.
Yeah.
And I know that's what I do with my students.
It is so important as well, because those techniques, like, not everybody even knows how to begin that. And people talk to me about meditation, they're like, but I don't know how to meditate. And I'm like, there's no one way to meditate, because some people, like, for me, even these days, I need a bit of movement with meditation.
Oh, same, yeah.
So I have, my body always tells me whenever what I need in the moment. And for the past, I don't know, few months, I need a bit more movement because I need to actually shape out what is going on. So meditation is quieting your mind, right?
Yeah.
That's the purpose of it, and focusing on your breath. I just started nunchucks.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
So it's really
again, spy. Shh. We can't tell anyone.
No.
But that's so meditative. The repetition, the sort of like the movement of it, the somatic, connection, shaking, like,
yeah.
Wow.
Or like walking can even be a meditation. Like, you can do a walking meditation. It is taught in yoga teacher training. Walking meditation is a thing. So don't worry about that, because if you try meditation, a lot of people start to feel really nervous when they do it as well.
I find running, actually, it's slightly meditative for me. I know my heart rate is up, yes, but I used to hate running but now I do it, and I'm not trying to run for like, I'm not running a marathon, I'm not running to be fast. I sometimes put on a podcast, or I put on liquid drum and bass, because it's just kind of like, it's very like nothing to me. It's just like very repetitive, and it just feels like white noise. And for me, it's such and even dancing actually for me feels meditative in a sense. I think it can take all many forms.
That's how I like really got through a lot of my stress in the last few years, was dancing. I danced every day. I was going through a stressful time, and I was just like, if I dance, I feel automatically better, because you're moving your body, you're moving your breath, and that is a form of meditation. I'm focusing on one thing. If I'm doing all these crazy hip-hop steps that I've never seen before, that my awesome teachers are trying to tell me how to do, then that's the only thing I'm focusing on. So that's a form of meditation.
It's like one thing, one point. So listener, this is your like, if you're listening to this, just get up and like have a little boogie. Have a little boogie. Boogie around. Boogie with us. Boogie with us. We're gonna shake. Dance with us. Dance break. Dance break. Yeah.
And that's how you do it. You try all these things, right? You try them, and you're not gonna die if you try new things. You're not gonna die if you, like, meditation can also feel like you're gonna die, because like I did it yesterday, where like I was doing breath work, and I was doing like controlled breath work, and I started feeling really anxious when I got to a different point in my breath, because I hadn't exhaling is almost so much more important than inhaling on a lot of things. If you read the book Breath by, I'll link it there. Exhaling, you need to get all that stale air out of your lungs, and it's really, really important. And so I got to the point where I was pushing all the air out, and I was like, why do I feel like I'm gonna die if I don't take a breath in? It's because your nervous system's like, no, we need to breathe, but you're like, wait, no, calm down, I'm in control. So that's a form of meditation as well. But you're not gonna die. And
You're not gonna die.
coming back to you're not gonna die.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna not die if you try new things. So Sophie's been doing all these awesome things. Like, there's this series that she has on Instagram right now called
I won't die, where I prove to myself that I won't pass away if I try something new or if I fail on the internet.
fail on the internet as well, because something I hate about social media is that
Perfectionism, it's
Oh my
this weird thing that like everything is so packaged and nice and in a perfect little video format, and everything's so shiny. And I just think, I mean, to be honest, the content that I connect with is just people being real.
yeah, and people failing, because like also
Failure is important. Failure is important. Failure is important.
failure is a part of learning. And if you don't fail, like for something that I've failed a lot in the past few months in terms of
Congratulations.
thank you so much.
Well done. Here's a shiny rock.
Oh, thank you. But that's the thing, failing, because for me failing is like I was in a country where I speak the language, and so I was the first time I was in that country and speaking the language every day. Obviously I made a lot of mistakes, and some that I thought were detrimental to my lifeline, they weren't. You know, you shake it off after, you're like, oh my god, how could I have said that, like, but
it's really good for the plot. It's so funny. Think about all the failures. You're collecting them again. Come back to the museum. Your museum / stand-up comedy routine, because all of those failures, they just go straight into the comedy routine.
and it's hilarious. Let me tell you, the plot was thick. Like, oh my god.
But Chris,
We'll talk about that later, but the plot was thick. But like one of those things that actually helped me was, so I was in Korea speaking Korean, then I went to Japan for a few days. I don't speak Japanese.
You don't speak
No,
Japanese?
I do not
I'm
speak
so
Japanese.
disappointed in
I
you.
know. I'm
Brilliant.
gonna start learning soon, don't worry.
yeah, you should.
Yeah, I
'cause
know.
Honestly, like, you
Just
just
disappointing, right?
Yeah.
But I was speaking Korean, right? And I would be spending like 12 hours with one of my friends, and I'd make like one mistake, or I'd like not be able to explain something how I wanted to fully, and I'd be like, oh my god, my life is ruined. And then I went to Japan, right? And I went into the convenience store in Japan one morning, and I bought a coffee. And I went to go check out and buy my coffee. And by the second day, like if they're asking you, do you want a bag? I know what that sounds like. I don't know what they're saying yet, but I know what it sounds like. And so I went through this interaction and I bought my coffee, and they said, would you like a bag in Japanese? I don't know how to say that. I'll write it here. And I went, daijoubu desu. And I walked out, and I was like so proud of myself, because I said, that's okay. I'm all good, basically. I was like, it's okay. I was like, wow, I just had a full interaction in Japanese, and then I stopped myself, and I was like, do you realize all you just said was, that's okay, or like, it's good, no thanks, essentially, and you walked out feeling like the proudest queen of your life.
that's okay.
I got through one interaction in Japan, and then by the time I went back to Korea, though, had so much more slack for myself, because I was like, I literally spent like 12 hours the other day with my friend, and I couldn't explain one thing, and I felt like such an idiot. And then I said one
thing.
word in Japanese, and I was like,
Go me, go me, go me. I'm the queen of Japan. Me go.
yeah. And so that's just like, you know, failing. And
Failing is so important. And you know what? I just talk about failing for a second. I love a social blunder. I think it's so funny. And now
can you explain what a social blunder
a
is?
social blunder is
Blunder. Sorry,
Blunder.
the English accent. I just got a bit confused.
A blender.
Blunder,
It's
not
a
blender. Social blunder.
Yeah, a social blunder is when one says something which doesn't really land, or it sort of is a bit awkward and a bit weird, which happens all the time if you're neurodivergent. And so what happened one day, I had a blunder, and it was a weird story. I was about to go to America, and my dad somehow, I don't know, he has the gift of the gab, by the way. I don't know how he knows these people, but he knew someone who worked for BA who was a pilot, and they got me first class, and I got to sit in the big like recliny seat, and I was like,
What?
wow, I'm living the life, lap of luxury here. Sophie, here we go. So I walked in, and the poshest man I've ever come across in my whole life went, hello, Sophie Melander. And I was like, I sort of thought, okay, I need to be the person who's going into first time. I went, yes. And so he said, just go to the side, just go to the side for a moment. And I said, quite. And I was just in my like baggy, horrible t-shirt that I had also slept in the night before. Trying to be like all mysterious, like with my sunglasses on, like yes, I'm actually a celebrity. And he came up to me after I was just waiting there like a lemon. He went, Sophie Melander, yes, your father is, and he just paused, and he didn't. He sort of waited for me to say something. He said, your father is, and I went, yes. Nothing. I just said, yes. And he went, of course. And he took me to my seat, like as if me saying yes was like, yes, my father is the prince of, or like the king of the world. And he's like, yes, of course. And took me to my seat. And I was like, this is the most ridiculous, stupid thing I've ever said in my life. But also funny. Social blunder. But what?
But that's not a social blunder. I feel like that's a true skill. That's an actor's skill. That is something we do very well, is you get through those things that could have been a social blunder. You don't know what you're saying, but you say it with confidence so people believe you. I do it all the time. I have no idea what I'm saying half the time, but people believe me because I say it with confidence.
Just gotta say it with confidence. We don't know shit. We don't know what we're talking about. We just pretend we do.
Yeah. Constantly learning, constantly like trying to know what I'm saying.
When I say that, you do know, we do have like educated,
like have qualifications and things.
There are qualifications in there, so we do know what we're talking about. But it is about talking about it with confidence, and to start talking about things and to start feeling confident in the first place. Before you even get the qualifications, you have to still pretend to get there first. Like you've got to pretend like you already have it before you do.
Fake it till you make it. That's why people think I'm good at like speaking other languages. I don't think I am, but so many people were like, "Oh my god, you're so good," and I was like, "No, I just do it with confidence. It's not that I am good. It's just that I say it like I know what I'm saying, and you just understand." But I've seen people do this. So whenever like I'm looking at other people who are speaking their second language or their third language, whatever, and they just do it with so much confidence. I'm like, did you grow up in that country? Did you maybe have lived there before? It's like, no. It's just that you just say it. Like a kid would. And I think kids are prime. You mentioned something earlier about how when you're teaching kids and you're like, you've lived another life. Like kids, if you can learn so much by watching kids, because firstly, they don't have an ego and they don't have this preconceived idea of what they should be doing. They're just doing things that feel good for them.
Unless your name is Guinevere and I did taught you gymnastics in like 2 years ago, you have the biggest ego. Oh my god, for a 3-year-old, Jesus Christ. But other than that, mostly, if your name is not Guinevere and you're probably like 6 by now.
Yeah.
You
just gotta get rid of it, because the thing is, when you're watching kids, you can learn that. You can learn how to kind of shake all that off and just try something new, and you're not gonna die if you do it. Like kids, they'll just fall down and they're like, they fall down once and then they're like, oh wait, I didn't die when I did that. Maybe I should try falling down again. And then they just do it.
Actively try. They want to like injure themselves. The amount of times I've seen children literally like they're like throwing them. It's terrifying as a teacher. I was out covering this nursery class, and we were in the park in like a public area, so I was terrified. My head had to be on a swivel. All of these children literally wanting to just like throw themselves off every single high thing that existed. No fear. You the same?
Yeah, I did.
Terrifying. Your parents. I just terrified for you breaking all the things.
And I've only broken things in my adulthood, actually.
Oh really? Again, kids just like the no fear, but they're relaxed when they fail. Their bodies are relaxed. Maybe that's why they don't really break things, because they're just like their nervous system is so chilling. They're okay to jump off things. Whereas as an adult, when we fail, we kind of tense up a little bit, or we go a little, because of all the things we've learned in the way that we've
and your gut tenses up. You go right there, and that is what is going to stop you from progressing and going forward into the future, because when you tense up that part of your body as well, that's like your gut instinct. You're closing your instincts, and so you're not actually gonna create tension right there, and you're not gonna be able to listen to what the next right move to progress and get through that failure.
Is that why sometimes you can have like tummy issues? Like actually, like I'm talking like pain, tummy issues, gut issues. Like as a kid, I was in constant pain in my stomach all the time. I was on all these like weird diets to try and figure out what was wrong with me, because I was coming home in pain, in physical pain, But I think I was so anxious. I was so anxious.
So stomach issues, a lot of stomach issues are stress related. They're
Okay, yeah.
caused by stress. Like IBS is stress related. IBS is different from Crohn's. I'm not saying this is Crohn's because it's an actual disease
Yes.
in your colon.
Mhm.
IBS is stress related. If you calm your vagus nerve, you can actually get rid of your IBS. So for me, that year that I went through 2 years of talk about this being disabled and ended up healing my nervous system and healing my body. And the year after I did that, so I went from not being able to walk, I ran a half marathon the next year. That year, my IBS was gone because I had done so much work to heal my nervous system that my IBS was just gone. I remember having a whole year of just like being able to eat and go out, and I wasn't being like, oh, but what if my stomach hurts if I got like wasn't thinking about that, and it was a beautiful time.
Yeah, you could eat all the food you wanted to,
Yeah.
not the fear and stress.
And this is just a theory, but I'm hypermobile as well, so my joints often pop out of place, often linked with
It is
neurodivergence.
linked, isn't it?
And maybe it's from more hypermobile in our brains as well, but who knows?
Wait,
That's
I
a
think there
theory.
needs to be a lot more research on it. Honestly, I think there's not a lot of research. I mean, I would say especially when it comes to, people who are born with wombs. I think if you're born with a womb, you have a little mixture, but like I would say different presenting brains. Right now, I feel like a lot of the research has, or at least my experience is that ADHD or autism is a naughty boy in the class. It's a naughty, like it's sort of fidgety, or it's a boy again, always a boy, a young boy who has social problems or sort of, and it's a lot of archetypes. It's a lot of archetypes in also media as well, and TV and film. The representation is not there. That's why I loved the series Atypical. Did you watch that? Yeah, I loved that. And there are also probably, I mean, I don't know if you're watching this, comments and things that some TV shows that you think really represent neurodivergent people in a gorgeous whole way. Because there's a lot of misinformation and a lot of people don't get diagnosed, and a lot of people again who are born with wombs or present non-binary or female presenting struggle. Yeah, like
We're good at masking.
You're so good at masking, and so because also that's down to like social conditioning as well.
Mm.
Being female presenting, you are socially conditioned in a different way, and so I think a lot of my friends are now being diagnosed later on in life, finding out so much about themselves. I can honestly say me being diagnosed with ADHD has honestly that's been actually a major shift. That was when the 2 years when I decided to start doing the things that I was too scared to do, is really when I really started to understand what was going on like inside, because I never knew. I just thought I was weird or like broken. It's only been 2 years ago I sort of got the actual official diagnosis.
Yeah, it's
Which
not
is-
studied.
yeah, it's like correlated with probably the things that I've been doing now. So
Yeah.
like timing.
Yay! I'm
Yeah.
happy. I'm happy for you that you figured it out. It's just not studied, especially in people with wombs and things like that, and
Yeah.
people with wombs, people who are even minorities aren't
Oh,
studied
God.
as much, and so things like hypermobility as well, not very studied. I had a student,
Especially in
who-
black women.
Oh my god, yes. And
Literally
I had a student who did not know she was hypermobile.
just didn't
Beautiful
know.
black woman as well, and she's probably not been been ignored by doctors. I don't know her case, but I know that is the case for a lot of people. But in class, she came up to me and said one of the most heartwarming things. She was like, I just thought I couldn't do this. I just thought I was doing it wrong. I thought I'd never be able to feel this stretch. I thought I'd never be able to do this until I came to your class, because I had other teachers who reprimanded me for doing something wrong, because when you're hypermobile, your proprioception is really off. Do you know what
Is it?
proprioception is?
Is it your ability to tell where your body is in space?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know that
Okay.
you're a yoga teacher,
Yeah.
but a lot of people don't know that. So
Yeah.
it's the ability to know
It's
where
like
your body
another
is.
sense, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And
A sixth
so
sense, quite literally.
yeah.
Yeah.
Quite literally a sixth sense. And I figured out after 27 years, I figured it out probably this week.
What did you figure out?
How to stand
What's
up
the news?
straight.
How to stand up straight?
Because for
Wait, show me.
me,
How'd you do it? How'd you do
so
it?
does this look I'm standing up straight?
Oh,
Do I look like I'm standing up straight?
you do.
Right?
Wait, so you didn't learn
So for me,
how
when
did it
people
feel
say how to sit up straight, right? I'll be an example right now.
yeah.
So I'm sitting up straight, right? For me, when people say stand up straight, sit up straight, they say put your chest up, put your shoulders back. I'm hypermobile. My shoulders are already nearly dislocating on a daily basis. So if I'm putting my shoulders back, I look like a pigeon. I'm like, what do you mean put my shoulders back? Like, my shoulders are already back.
That's so uncomfortable.
I have to lift my chest from like my thoracic spine and then push my shoulders forward.
Oh, so you are doing like
I'm pushing my shoulders forward because my shoulders are
they're already
nearly
back.
trying to fall out.
Oh my god. So wait, do it again. That's good.
I'm pushing my shoulders forward.
You're pushing your shoulders forward to sit. Oh my god. Okay, I want to sit. I'm gonna try
Such
and,
revelation.
try and sit straight for the. Oh, look how tall we are.
I know. I'm afraid the camera can't see us now.
Oh yeah.
back down here.
Precious.
But for me, like, yeah, hypermobility is not studied. Autism in women, in people with wombs, people who are minorities, it's not studied. And so, like, all of that was it's just a learning experience, and, you know, coming to your body and understanding.
Yeah, figuring out what's going on. Also starting to talk to yourself, whether that's through journaling, I talk to myself all the time in my own head, but I'm such a verbal processor. I need to talk out loud, which is why I think content creation has weirdly like landed into a place where I feel quite comfortable to do it, because actually it's like you switch record, I'm like no.
I'm talking anyway, like I'm talking to myself anyway.
So might as well talk out loud. And I think you need to start communicating with what's going on in your head. I definitely didn't do that for so long, and I think I was just like in the dark, guessing, like just feeling anxious all the time and not knowing why. But I wasn't talking to myself. I wasn't going into couples therapy with myself on a regular basis.
Couples therapy with yourself.
You
Yes.
need to sit down and have a tea. And what I used to do is I would have 4 pages, and there'd be 4 mind maps, and every time I'd do like a check-in, and I'd have one which would have like health on it, like a mind map again because I like visual, health, friends, work, and then like fun things I want to do. And I would just brain fart all of the things onto those 4 pages, and I could just see it visually, and I would just like have a chat with myself and just check in with what is actually in my brain and dump it all out. And I'm not a journaler, like I haven't really, like I'm just diving into writing. But yeah, I think it's good to talk.
It is.
I
I love this. I don't even know how we got back onto this topic. 'Cause-
don't know, I'm so sorry.
No, don't apologize. This is what this is for. It's just for chatting and having fun. And to talk about you, because you've, you know, incorporated all of these things into your content creation. It's not just like videos that, you know, you're trying to be somebody else. You're actually showing who you are, and I think that's why a lot of people are being drawn to your videos. And yeah,
That's
and
that's so nice.
it is, but it's true. And the thing is, like, because you have all these skills, you have all this like multifaceted experience, you're adding mental health aspects, you're adding movement in your yoga training and your choreography training and your acting training. And being an actor, guys, I don't know if you notice, but part of being an actor is being a really qualified stalker. So you have to know how to like,
Oh my god, the amount of people I stalk online, I'm like, you're cool, I'm gonna stalk you.
but like it's observing people.
yes.
So you're kind of doing that
in real life.
observing real life situations. So I'm constantly people watching and making up scenarios. I'm Sherlocking the hell out of everybody on the tube, you know it.
Also, this is a great place to
Oh my
sit.
god, I know.
I'm also like, I'm also locked into the conversation, but also at the same time, like, this is such a gorgeous place to people watch. Where do you like to people watch? Drop it in the comments.
Drop in the comments. What do you like to people watch? I do it all the time. And the thing is, stalking, but also we have to know who we're going to work with. So even before you start a job, you see who's been cast in that job, and you're like, right, who's the director, who's the producer, who's the camerawoman, who is this person, who's your co-star.
To know. I, a social blunder, went into a press night and went to a person, hi, so who are you, what are you here for, like, who are you here to support? And he went, I'm the choreographer. And I was like, yep, love your work, goodbye.
You gotta know. You gotta
gotta
know.
Embarrassment.
I mean, we've all done it. You gotta know, like, who you're working with. So it's also being a stalker. So it's like, you know, you're observing the human experience. And because of that, you're portraying that in such a honest way. And it's just really important for people to see these days. And
There's a lot of curation. There's a lot of, like, I think, and when people, if anyone's thinking about making videos, I honestly, there's this creator at the moment called Justin Schumann. I highly recommend you check out his content. It's all about using social media to sort of not only build your own brand, but to build your own sense of self, and really coming from a nerve, he's all in it with the nerve system, vagus nerve, spiritual connection, and also how to just be authentically yourself. And I think watching a lot of his content, I think you would actually really like a lot of his content. It's very raw, it's very emotional. He just sticks up the camera and starts talking, and he just has the it's incredible to see someone who has that freedom just to let their thoughts go and to explain a story without fear of censoring themselves or like stopping themselves. I can even feel it in my own brain sometimes. Even when I'm talking now, I can kind of sense those like the breaks. I'm like trying to, and this is what I'm doing while talking on camera, is practicing that comfortability to let those breaks just go and allow you to have a natural, maybe that comes from, but you have to be calm and centered and okay with taking a break, taking a breath, losing your train of thought, which I do all the time. So yeah, it's a really good tool. I honestly, I really highly recommend posting stuff. I told a friend to post stuff on Reels, go on Instagram, trial Reels, and just post random things, talk to the camera, get like it's like a diary, just get comfortable with being uncomfortable in a very, very easy, like low stakes, safe way. I think it's honestly such a cool thing we can all use. It's accessible.
That's so cool. And what you said, comfortable with being uncomfortable, so important, because something I have learned in my life, I've gone through a lot of uncomfortable situations, or like just when you try something new, like you're serious, I'm not gonna die. It's uncomfortable to try something new because your brain is wired to keep doing things that are familiar with it, because your brain has one job. Your brain has one job, and that's to keep you alive. To keep you alive. And you're not gonna die if you try something new, but your brain is not familiar with it, so it's gonna be like, oh my god, I'm dying. But you're not gonna die,
And
right?
your brain thinks it's dying. Oh, it does actually. You do actually feel like you could be dying.
Yeah.
Which,
That's
yeah.
where fears and phobias come from. And so, yeah. And so,
Neuroscience.
like, and so when you try new things and you get over it, for me, so you can't grow in comfort, right? You've just said this. You cannot grow in comfort.
No.
And so you have to try something new. For me, every time I've done something that's so entirely terrifying, my life gets so much better and everything goes well after that. And I'm like, that was the best experience I think I've ever had in my life.
I think that reinforces again to your brain. It's like a double effect. Once you do that thing once, you didn't die. Your brain registers that, and it makes the next time you do something scary easier. Neural pathways. Honestly, that is so good. Like, it's honestly the Kool-Aid. And so you like, and you climb up these steps, and it's easier and easier every time you do it. So I think starting is the hardest thing, and at least for me, like I need to starting small is safe. For me, it was uploading videos to TikTok when no one was seeing it. I was getting 0 views, and it was so comfy, and it was low stakes and felt safe. And I've done it over the past two years. It's taken me that long to get to like this moment where I feel actually comfortable to do this thing. So
That's awesome.
it's time.
That's awesome, but it's time, and it's just proving that you're not gonna die. So we should go check out Sophie's I'm Not Gonna Die series. But you know, you're not gonna die if you try all these new things and be honest on the internet. And you're super honest on the internet, and you have a lot of things to say that I want to talk about, because you just put your thoughts out there so honestly. And that's, I think honesty is the most important thing. Communication is the most important thing in human existence, in my opinion. I think that communication is, especially in relationships and creating new connections with people,
Yeah.
is
And you
just
know
really
what?
important.
That hinges on curiosity. Being curious about the people around you is, again, I think I've talked about this before in a video, but being curious as an actor, being curious about the world, and also registering whenever you find that curiosity peak, register that thing and go, oh, that's a thought, that's an opinion, that's something that you can share with the world. I'm sure that I have the funniest friends who have so many hot takes and amazing things through chats, and I think, oh my god, if there was a camera up here, that would go viral, because people have cool stuff to say, and I'm such an advocate for that. I
Yeah.
think you have cool.
I
you have
love your hot
such cool
takes.
stuff to say.
Me?
Yeah.
I just say whatever comes into my brain. And so that's all I do.
Yeah.
Because
you
do too.
cooled your vagus nerve.
I mean, I'm getting there. It's a
Getting
process. It's a lifelong
It's a process.
process. So don't be discouraged whenever you feel like you're having a bad day, because it happens to everyone.
Yeah.
Especially even the people who I've got this miracle story of healing my own body, but like, at the same time, I still have had somatic issues after that, after the fact, after I healed myself, and like I'm like, okay, cool, I know what this is now, and I can just work through it.
It's a daily practice. Last week I was I think I must have been really stressed. I had some kind of scary, like panicky symptoms. Still figuring out what that is, but I think it is probably to do with, again, brain stress, a lot of stuff, and that still happens. That still happens for me. Like it's still very much, and lots of people say, oh, like just post because it's cringy, like, and it's embarrassing. You know what it is? Yes, it is. It's cringy and it is embarrassing, and it still is, and it will always be. But I think that's kind of the fun of it. And once you learn to be like okay with that, like okay with actually enjoy the embarrassment, you enjoy the cringe, you enjoy the haha, look at me doing this thing,
Yeah.
then honestly your trajectory of the life will fully change. I am such an advocate of that.
But yeah, you're just, you're so honest about how you are online, and I love you posted something that made me really giggle because you were like, can we just take out unnecessary belting in musical theater?
Oh my god, why did that go so great? That went so crazy. Like that went everywhere. That reached Broadway. I had Broadway. I was talking with someone, Andrea. Yeah, you're my new best friend. I was talking to you last night in the DMs. She said she hasn't performed in years and years and years and years, but she was like a Broadway queen, obsessed with you, and it reached across the
pond.
across the pond.
Yeah, but
Was not expecting that. I was, well, I'm not gonna, I feel like I don't want to, okay, this is gonna be, how much do I say? I obviously, sorry, it was after I'd seen some things, seen some theatre. I'm not going to specify what theatre. I don't want to burn bridges when I've just started. However, I will say this: the musical theatre scene at the moment, with some new works, and again, hot take, I'm gonna get myself in trouble. It prioritizes, and this is going off all the comments people have said, and I honestly now feel comfortable because I think a lot of people agree with me, is that we are prioritizing impressive things over storytelling, and it's something that's happened over a long period of time, and I've been feeling it so strongly recently because of the things that I've seen, and it really baffles me and upsets me. And so that video came from a very like moment of me coming home and feeling a lot of things. And also that week I had been teaching at a drama school doing audition technique. I was very much in the mindset of, I just done loads of mock auditions, and I was doing a lot of feedback. I was in that kind of critical mindset while watching this particular show, and I just my brain was popping off with all the things. I was like, what's happening, and specifically the kids that I was teaching. So, and this is across the board, all of them had this fear that if they couldn't sing high, and a lot of the boys as well, I really feel for like the tenor boys, feeling that they have to reach and scream, and their voices aren't developed yet either. We're talking about like 17-year-olds who want to go to drama school, singing these high belty songs because that's all they're hearing at the moment, and they think that's important, they think that's impressive, and they are hinging their whole like their ability level, that how good they are on how high they can sing. I think it's really damaging.
And it's not everybody has that kind of voice, so you have to firstly train if you want to get that. I didn't know how to belt or not belt, but mix properly until my master's, and I've been doing musical theater since I was 7 years old because nobody taught me how to mix
really
properly. And I know how to mix now, and I teach it, but like nobody taught me how to. And the thing is, when you're having all of these like super big riffs and you're having all of these impressive show off kind of bits of music that you're trying to look impressive and look cool with, you're forgetting the storytelling, you're forgetting why we're doing this, you're forgetting why we're telling this story in the first place.
Like, what's the point? My main question is why. I always think whenever you're making any creative choice, you have to ask, why are we doing this? And when I see stuff that I has clearly not asked why at every single moment during the creative process, I check out and I think, what's the point? I don't want to watch a show and pay hundreds, again, so expensive, to watch essentially what is wanting to be a Spotify playlist, like what is wanting to be an album. Why are we writing musicals that are for Spotify or for album? Because and then you watch them in the shows and the scenes don't the story is not the most important thing. I remember my favorite musicals, you wouldn't really listen to the album. Like, you would listen to like some songs here and there. Sondheim, it wouldn't be like, oh my god, my favorite. I would listen to the album, but it's not like, oh my god, every song is a hit. No, every song should not be a hit. It should be there to carry the story. It should be there to give more information about the characters, the place, the environment.
Yeah.
That's my
Yeah, but that was like the point of musicals, is like you have this impulse to sing, and that's why you're expressing your emotions that way. That's why a lot of people don't like musicals, because they're like, why would you just burst into song? And some people understand that, some people don't. Like, I burst into song all the time. One of my stems
It's
is
to burst into song.
I burst into song. I go, oh my god. Me and my best friend will go into riffs all the time. We go off into song all the time, and so that's such a normal thing for me. But like, some people don't understand that, and so whenever you're
It's a bit jarring.
yeah, when you're building a musical, though, like, there is a reason why you're doing it, because you feel the emotion to do that. But nowadays, if you're right, it's just like making an album, and like, if you want to make an album, make an album. If you want to write a musical, write a musical. It's a
The
different thing, you know?
context is the context is everything. This is why when existing IP is being made into musicals that are supposed to be films or existed beautifully in their original form, why are we changing the form so much? Unless you are trying to say something new. Again, why are we doing it?
Yeah.
Why?
And you went to an opera recently
Yes.
and talked about the acting. You said there's no reason to have less than superb acting in a musical, because it shouldn't be over the top, because the opera did it well, and they did it with emotion, and they did it realistically whilst singing the song, because it can be a realistic thing. So what are your thoughts on that?
So I've learned a lot through the comments and people, honestly, but not like no one actually coming at me. More like, wow, oh my gosh, I love that you have found this new thing. And Puccini, I've learned, Puccini carries a lot of emotional context through the music. So essentially, the music is the subtext when it comes to the acting. So that really does obviously feed into the information that the audience is receiving. So the actors on stage, I guess, have kind of an easy time when the writing's that good. Same with a play. When the writing's that good, you really don't have to act. Like, you just have to say the words, and that's literally it. That's my take. But the music, when it carries that big, and also opera is such a full-bodied activity, you have to really invest in your whole being to be able to sing these physical notes. And again, it's an emotional connection. If you're trying to scream to someone to like stop crossing the road because they're going to get hit by a car, your body reacts. So it's singing is such a, again, full body connection again. And when you have these singers and actors on stage doing this incredible technical feats, it's so impressive when they are able to then connect emotionally, and it just makes them a better singer, in my opinion. Every single fiber, you know that when you watch someone on stage, when you watch a dancer or actor, and you can feel that every single fiber of their being is invested in what they're saying. It's so magical, and that is what I value so much in theatre and live performance. Just through the things I've seen and through opera I'm so happy that, and I haven't seen a ballet. I want to go see a ballet. I'm obsessed. I've watched all the clips. I've been obsessed with ballet. I've never been to one. I think maybe because I had the idea that it was too expensive or whatever. Cool. But should we go?
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, 100%.
I love the ballet.
Royal Opera House. You did contact me, and I'm waiting for your email to drop in my inbox, because let's go to the ballet. Let's both get.
You heard it here. Let's go to the ballet. Something else you said that was kind of a big talk in the industry right now is
Oh no.
whenever you're doing it,
Yeah.
it's and you're proving it to, you know, it's not a scary thing to do it, and you're kind of moving with the times, but how social media plays a big part in getting jobs these days, and that's something that I have.
did talk about.
Yeah,
What are your thoughts? Actually, interesting. I want to just hear.
I'm really annoyed by it, to be honest,
Yes.
because I know a lot of very talented people who are not being seen for certain jobs because they don't have enough followers on
Yes.
their Instagram, and I don't think content is about creating stories and creating beautiful works of art. There comes a time when you do need to differentiate talent with a following, because you've got a good personality. There's a lot of people online who have great personalities, and that's why they've got this huge following. But that doesn't mean you're an actor, and that doesn't mean you're a singer, it doesn't mean you're a dancer.
No, I fully agree. I fully agree, and I think that there's also a bit of nuance to this, and there always is. There's always nuance. So I realised on the internet, people don't understand nuance. It's really hard. I'm getting comfortable with being misunderstood. Wow, but it's for me, and I was talking with a person who is basically got a lot of attention. I'm not going to say who they are, but they've got a lot of attention recently. We've been talking in the DMs, and it's been really fascinating to hear the amount of online hate that this person has received because of their sort of social media presence and that relationship with also getting roles in the industry. And my take on it is kind of like hate the game, not the player. I think hating on a person is always wrong. And I can never also hate on a person who has decided to put themselves out there and create content. There are amazing content creators. Again, there are amazing content creators who are trained, and I think absolutely they can get those roles, but also it's really hard because, again, obviously now I've entered this space and I've decided to start making content, but I guess my intentionality is, to be honest, my intentionality is not to get roles because of this. This is a very separate, like, personal endeavor that I really love.
Because I agree with all of that as well, because obviously there's never hate the person who got the role because of it, because that's not the point. It is the game, it's the industry, and, you know, once you're in the industry you can start kind of trying to make moves with that, but it's never to hate the person. Like, you know, they got it because they put themselves out there, and I know that in itself is a super hard thing to do for a lot of people, so praise to all of the people who have done that, who have made work and put themselves out there, you know.
I so agree. Metrics and follower counts should never ever come into the audition room. I honestly truly believe that it should be the person who's right for the job. And yes, again, it's kind of like nepotism. If you have a following, you might have gotten yourself through the door, but ultimately it should never be the defining reason why you actually get the job. There should be still people who have access. If you have an agent, or even if you go to an open call, if you message or you email casting directors, everyone is always starting from a different footing. There's nepotism, there's privilege. Everyone is starting from all these different places, and I think social media has then become kind of like someone has now launched themselves to a starting point that's further ahead. Yes, that's correct. Is that always fair? No. But then,
The industry is not a fair place, you know.
it's not fair. But it shouldn't be fine if you get it on.
Yeah, shouldn't come into the audition room, but yeah.
Nah.
What do we think about that? What do we think about all the things, all the hot takes? Sophie's hot takes, and she has plenty more, so go check out her Instagram, because posting every day all the hot takes, all the things that are coming to her mind, which is just so much fun to follow and to see and to be like, oh my god, yes. And it starts a conversation. That's what's important. It's that we're starting these conversations, whether it's just for gigs, whether it's just for fun, or whether it's because, like, we should have a conversation, you know. So yeah, but it's been fun talking to you.
Thank you so much.
Like, we could probably talk for another few hours, and we probably will. I appreciate you coming on today and having a chat with me, and if you want to see Sophie again, then she's going to be back very soon.
Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the internet.
Follow Sophie here,
And
and I'll see you next time.
why don't you finger guns?
I can edit it out.
Finger guns. No, keep that in. It's part of the brand.